everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today's weekly book review is on Land of Dreams by Lauraine Snelling and Kiersti Giron. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Thank you to Bethany House for sending me a copy of this book to read and talk about with you all. This is book one in a new series called Home to Green Creek, and this is actually my very first book that I've ever read by either of these authors, and I really enjoyed this one. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to be in my favorites of the year, but it's pretty close, so it might be. But this one is probably one of my favorite things to read about. I love immigration stories and kind of like seeing like people either from like Ireland or Poland or England, traipsing across the ocean to America. And in this one, we're following a Norwegian immigrant named Amalia, and she is on a ship headed for America to seek out her brother because her brother has been there for 2 years and they haven't heard from him. So her and her parents decide to go to America and try to find him and settle down there. Well, something happens on the ship where both of her parents pass away, and so does another woman that she ends up meeting and befriending on that ship. And the other woman who passes away bequeaths her daughter to Amalia. And so Amalia becomes a single mom all of a sudden with pretty much no support whatsoever except for this, strange woman she met on a ship, plus a note that says, I bequeath my daughter to you, plus I was planning on going with my husband to take care of this boarding house that's in, pretty much the middle of nowhere in America. So she decides to take care of the child as well as the boarding house, because the boarding house is now the child's, but she won't get it, of course, until she is of age. So she decides, I don't really have anywhere else to go. Like, I was going to go with my family and try to find my brother. Like, we had no place to stay or anything. So she decides to take the child and go there. And I just loved this story so much. It was about community plus the love of, becoming an adopted mom, like pretty much like with no, thought to it other than, this child has no one else except for me. So I loved their relationship between mother and daughter, and kind of seeing how their relationship grew. And I loved that, and how kind of the little girl, she she was unsure whether to call her mom or whatever. She ends up calling her Tanta Amalia, but I just love their relationship. And so they go to the boarding house, they find their way there, and let's just say that there is a relative there, because it was like the parents' cousin or sister, one of those. And she's there, and she's not exactly the nicest lady in the bucket of apples. She really is not. So she pretty much, has to state, listen, I have papers that say this house is a little girl's, and I'm the one who's supposed to be taking care of this boarding house. And this woman, while the parents and the daughter were in the other country, pretty much the house is a wreck now. So she has to try to figure out things, get everything in order. And I just loved it. There was such a sweet romance. It's more of a slow burn romance. Well, not mostly. It definitely is a slow burn romance, but it worked out perfectly. Them kind of becoming friends, her and this man who is working to be a lawyer. So he's also kind of trying to help them out as well in their situation and stuff. And I loved it. The townspeople were so sweet and so kind. I love a great community. Like, if a story has a great community, it's most likely going to be 5 stars for me. And there was a great community in this story. So I highly recommend this one. I thought it was great. It was kind of funny. I didn't actually request this one because I was like, I wanted to, but I'm like, I requested too much. But they ended up sending me a copy anyways, and I'm really happy they did, because I enjoyed this one so much. So I will link it down below in the description box where you can purchase a copy. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video.